moron!
It's finally here! Star Wars! Star Wars episode Star Wars The Star Wars! The first perfect movie ever made, universally embraced by fans, making not that much less money the second weekend. In all seriousness, The Last Jedi, it was pretty great. I had issues with it, not as many as a lot of people did. In the age of studio interference and directors losing control to committees and focus groups, Disney really gave Rian Johnson a long leash on this one, something I don't think anybody can really explain. Disney literally just fired the guys who made 21 Jump Street from that stupid Han Solo movie because their vision was too far from what they were comfortable with, making it all the more baffling when they let Rian Johnson have a scene where we watch the main character of the most beloved franchise of all time milk a sentient cow man and he drinks it straight. He doesn't even boil it or like Brita filter it. He just drinks the watery green alien man milk. It just wipes it off his mouth like a lunatic. I would say that borders on excessive creative freedom. He turned in a sloppy script that was made into a flawed and just weird movie, plagued by issues in the film's structure and tone, with just a lot of odd moments that you would think Disney wouldn't allow, but they did. This is the structure of a movie like The Empire Strikes Back, very clear and neat, delivering a tight and exciting story with a plot that is constantly developing. This is what The Last Jedi did to alter such a basic plot structure. And for tone, my god, this movie has some pretty awful comedy in it. Not a lot, but there were a few lines that made me want to slam my head into the top of the seat in front of me. Other than those two things though, I was really engaged and satisfied with this movie. There are flaws that are easily forgiven as long as the characters are developed well and the story is engaging. No big deal. I really enjoyed the way every character was written and acted. Everybody was pretty good, especially these three. Mark Hamill turns in the performance of somebody who's been almost exclusively voice acting for the last 30 years. The direction Luke's character was taken in was pretty bold and unexpected, and the weirdness of it really didn't bother me that much. He's always been kind of a sociopath. Everything he did made enough sense to me. The weird decisions he makes are easily justified by what we see in this movie as well as in past movies. He's always been kind of that way, kissing sisters and murdering constantly without hesitation. Watch this scene right here.
That's impossible, even for a computer.
It's not impossible. I used to bullseye womp rats in my T-16 back home. They're not much bigger than 2 meters.
If a meter is the same in Star Wars as it is in real life, that's a big animal. Imagine if somebody just leaned over and said, "Oh yeah, I grew up on a farm and I used to just fly around in my crop dusters and shoot cows with a bazooka." You would scoot away a smidge. Anyways, sorry for that tangent. People were really upset with the answers this movie gives for unresolved mysteries from The Force Awakens. Apparently, when Disney made Episode 7, in order to ensure that nobody leaked or guessed the answers, they just didn't write answers. Everything you see in 7 is all they had planned. They just dropped it in Johnson's lap to answer these questions, and he went in an understandably dry direction with it. The movie has an almost nihilistic attitude for this whole franchise and the culture surrounding it. A major theme of this movie is moving on, not forgetting the past, but going in a new direction. And that's fine. Pretty unexpected and smart considering the previous film was a soft remake of the original Star Wars. But that hasn't been what Star Wars is about for a long time. Star Wars has been about repeating the past. Nothing just happens. Everything ties into everything. Everything and everybody is related. People claim the answers this movie gave weren't satisfying, but I think they just think satisfying means circular. They don't think that it's compelling for something to just come from somewhere other than what we've already seen in previous movies. The Last Jedi wasn't interested in doing that, and I think that's fine. This movie understands Star Wars and is able to capture that spirit effortlessly, but it challenges its genre and it wants to move in a new direction, abandoning the cheap easiness of nostalgia. Of the 3 new Star Wars movies we've gotten so far, this film is probably the farthest from a perfect movie, but the closest to a great one. 8 out of 10.